Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Saturday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends over in the US, and we're heading to Oklahoma in particular. And of course, being with the Murray State College women's basketball team, who are on a bit of a roll at the moment. They're currently on a 5 to 6 game winning streak at the moment, and hoping to continue that this week. And of course, we've got three very special guests joining us right now, including two of those. Who are currently the reigning champions in the Big V Youth League competition down here, because they all three of them join us right now. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
No worries. Well, I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about this amazing winning streak that this team's on at the moment.
I'm Remy, and the streak right now we're going all right. You know, we're getting all together, and like we're starting to gel as a team. Compared to our other games, it's been really good at the moment. So yeah.
I'm Bella, and just the team is doing so much better compared to like the start of the season, and we have become better as a team in like the ball movement and everything, which is getting us like open shots and everything.
I'm Peyton. We've really started clicking a lot more this semester, which is a great time to start clicking since we've gotten so far into conference play, and hopefully we can just go up from here.
You mentioned about the slow start to the season, which was in your non-conference play. What seemed to click? Was there a particular game that seemed to turn this all around?
Well, I feel like we had a lot of injuries at the start of the season. Like I think at one practice we had like 4 people that weren't injured. So we had a really, really slow start. We really started clicking, I don't know, but it only really happened recently. Like we really just started knowing how each other played and just getting used to each other, and yeah, we started going on a roll.
Yeah, I think it was kind of deeper into the preseason and beginning of the season whenever everybody started getting healthy. So I think it was 4 games before Christmas break when we finally had everybody on the roster finally back and able to play and being able to practice, and really just getting that court time over break and all, being able to play with each other, getting up and down the court really helped us this second semester.
Yeah.
So at the moment, you're currently 13-6 overall, 5-1 in your conference on a 6-game winning streak, and I guess you've been beating teams reasonably easily in that winning streak. Tell us a bit about, especially your game against Redlands Community College and Southwestern Christian University, which you won by about 25 points.
Like the Redlands game, we're coming in and it was like tough for some people, like mentally as well, but we were there for each other to lift like everyone up and everything, and we were like lucky to have the teammates we have to be able to push through Redlands. And then going into the South Christian game, playing back to back, like me and Remy, like we are used to it from playing Big B back at home and everything, but it was still another one that some of the girls were like mentally struggling because they're not really used to it, or they haven't like done this before. And it was good to see how we would go in a conference tournament as well, playing back to back in that, and it was just like a test run basically for us. And
yeah, I feel like the conference games are a lot more serious than we played a JV team the next day. So the second game it didn't matter as much. We all knew it didn't matter, but we were all like, all right, like we need to practice for the future, practice for the conference tournament that's coming up, and we just needed to lock in the conference games.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of went in really focused against Redlands, and we know we got a big target on our back because we were ranked number 1 preseason in our conference. So we know everybody's gonna bring their A game against us. So I think we were really locked in, and then playing back-to-back days, you know, it really challenged people to mentally lock into those games and focus.
Yeah.
This week, you're heading on the road. You're going to Northern Oklahoma College, Tongawa, as well as coming back home, technically on your Australia Day, on the Thursday, against Western Oklahoma State College at home. How's the preparations been like?
Well, we've been scouting a lot It's going to be a tough one because Tonk, they are
6-1.
Yeah, they're 6-1. So we're both
we're tied for first.
Yeah, tied for first. So it's going to be a tough one too at their home as well. The home games are a big advantage. I feel like they've got the baseball boys yelling at you in the sidelines, and you've got the men's team. You've got a bunch of students. Just like it's going to be a tough one, but we just need to lock in and everyone get focused, do our preparation, know the scout, and hopefully we can like get the win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really big test to kind of see where we are as a team.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, beating teams by 25. I think this is actually going to be a game where we're going to be able to, it might be a fourth quarter game, and it's going to come down to those final moments to see how prepared we actually are and how much we actually did click as a team.
Like, can see who can push through. Like, if we're down by 2, like, are we going to give up, or are we going to like push through to the end and like get like a good overall like play and be like, this is like what we want, and be like very mature about it and everything.
Yeah. And I feel like in our conference anything can happen. Anyone can beat anyone. So it's just really who shows up on the day and who's ready to play.
Who wants it more?
Yeah.
How cool is it to play at the Beams Fieldhouse?
Oh, it's rowdy. It gets crazy. Like
especially with the baseball boys, they are all on the sidelines screaming at like the other team. When we score, they are going off, and it's such like a good environment to be in. Like, picture our Big V like grand final, like every game.
Yeah,
and it's crazy.
Yeah, the adrenaline that goes through you, it's just next level. And yeah, we struggled a little bit through the Christmas break when no one was here, because we were like, all right. And then that's when we really started as a team. We were like, we just need to do this ourselves and like start creating that noise ourselves. But yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, the bench energy has definitely stepped up as well. So it's not even just the crowd, but like the whole entire team, 1 through 11, including the coaches. We really stepped up on the bench and got rowdy for each other when we really needed it.
Yeah.
Tell us about Coach Lowe.
Coach Lowe, man.
Oh,
so many things we could say about that man. No, but he really is. He really has been pushing us to be the best that we can be, and to make a national tournament run. And I know he believes in us to be the best in the conference. And I don't think he put his money on anybody else but us. So.
Yeah, he's tough on us, but he knows how to win, and he just, as Peyton said, he just wants the best for us, and he knows that we can get there, and he can see that all this potential that we have and how much we can push ourselves. And yeah, he's been a really good mentor for us, I feel like. And like practices are like they're full on, we go in the weight room, we get on.
The next 2 or 3 questions I'm going to go to ask Peyton, because I've asked the same questions to Remy and Bella when they were back home. So, Peyton, I'm going to ask these questions to you.
Okay.
When did you start playing basketball, and why did you choose it?
I started playing basketball when I was 4 years old. It was kind of one of those things where my dad he put me in a whole bunch of different sports and kind of see which one I fell in love with. And basketball was the one that got my heart from the jump, and I just stuck with it ever since.
I've been there in, obviously, your hometown is Southall, Oklahoma. I guess you must have tell us, how far is that, and have you had a chance to return home?
Yeah, so actually it's only 35 minutes from here, believe it or not. And so I've gotten to go home quite a bit, actually. I've gotten to take some of my teammates along with me to go see kind of like my hometown, and just it's a little bit bigger than Tish, I will say, but yeah, it's been nice being able to be this close to home.
What would be some of your basketball highlights? I know what Bella and Remy's one is. So what would be your basketball highlights?
Probably one of my best memories is my junior year of high school. We made it to the state tournament, and that was really nice. Of course, I graduated COVID year, so basketball season got cut a little short my senior year, so I didn't really get to finish out my whole entire senior year. But definitely making a state. I don't know. Do y'all know what a state tournament is?
No.
Like, yes and no.
Okay, it's kind of like Kind of like y'all's.
Was it
It's
high
our
school?
championship.
Was
Yeah,
it?
high school. It's like our championship
Oh,
tournament,
okay.
basically. And we got to make a good run after not making it for about 8 or 9 years. And it was really nice to be able to bring that environment and culture back into our town.
I'll bring the other two back into this next question, which is, what does the sport of basketball mean to all three, and especially being there at Murray State College?
For me, it's kind of like a place where I can escape. It's like a whole different reality. Like when I get on that court, it's something else. And if I didn't have that in my life, I don't know what I'd be doing in my spare time or anything. And it means so much to me that I even got this opportunity to come over and play and basically to show like other people like in the world, like Americans, how Australians play. And there is a little bit of a difference, but not a big one. But it's just like, it's good to bring in ours and be able to get their type of play as well. And that's just expanded basketball for me and the love of basketball for me as well.
Yeah, as Bella said, with the escape thing, I feel like it's more of like a freedom, and it just feels, I don't know how to explain it. It's just really unexplainable, to be honest. It's something that you can be yourself, no one judges you, you can do whatever you want. It's just like, even just putting shots up like that is just like a break from reality. It just feels, yeah,
it's almost like a stress reliever. It's kind of like your second home, somewhere you can go when you're clouded in the head and just get all clear. And basketball is, some people don't realize how much a sport can really mean for people and how much it can really change your life. And I truly believe that basketball can take people places that they wouldn't be able to go without it.
Yeah.
What have each of you learned from each other on and off the court?
Oh, Australian candy. That is the best thing that no offense, I love you both, but that is probably the best thing y'all have taught me.
Yeah, no, fair enough. We have the best. I don't even know what you taught me.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts?
I love Pop-Tarts.
They
have so much Pop-Tart flavors.
Yeah, the food, you know what? The food is interesting. It's crazy. Like there's just, I don't even know, giant amounts of so many different things. Like, as you said, the Pop-Tarts, there's like 50 different flavors, like stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff, but I don't really know what you told me.
Like food size portions compared to back at home. Like you would get a large meal back at home and that'll fill you up, but getting a large meal here, you would be trying to eat it all, but you can't. Like it's like 2 like large meals. And
on a serious note, maybe we should get off food.
On the court? Yeah, he said on the court.
I love food. He said on animal.
What did you teach me on the court? What did he say? On the bench we say different, like,
chants.
Yeah, chants. We don't do that at home.
And different terminology in the game.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff that even Coach Lowe and Peyton has said, and I just look at them and I'm like,
yeah, for a second.
What are you talking about? Like I have no clue.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I learned a lot more about Australian stuff just by listening to them and like hearing them talking about like the cultural differences, like from where I'm from and where they're from. I just stuttered, but I think it's really cool to like kind of see how the differences of how we grew up and everything. And so
like they don't know what a sausage and bread is. Like, how weird is that?
Like a bunning snag.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know what a bunning snag is?
I'm gonna say something really controversial, and is that I hate Vegemite.
Oh, you at least you beat me to that question. That was my question I was going to ask later on, but
we have some with us, and the first day we got here, we made them try it like on your finger, not properly. But then we tried to convince them to try them again, and they wouldn't. So they were like, no. I was like, well, okay.
Remy and Bella, I need to ask you this. So I know I was there at your grand final, which you won in the BYC in 2 straight against Nuttawading for your amazing Kill or Thunder team. Did you knew at the time that you were going to go across to the US? Because I think this is both your freshman year.
So we played the grand final and we left like the next day, actually. Like I remember packing my bag during that time, like while we were playing. We were so stressed because we had so much going on at once. We really wanted to finish what we started back at home though. Like we were really, really determined to get that win before we left. Then the next day, yeah, we had one day where we just packed everything, and then the next morning we were gone. So yeah,
it was like the grand final was like on the Saturday, and Monday morning we left.
Yeah.
Like we had the Sunday to make sure we have everything that we wanted to take with us. And of course, me and Remy wanted to bring over our medals because like that's something that we love. It's over there.
No, it's there.
Up there.
Yeah.
I have mine
we
there.
have it hung up,
and we got it hung up, and so we just had a 1 day break to make sure we've got everything kind of soak in the fact that we just won this Big V grand final.
Yeah, it still hasn't really soaked in, like, to be honest, like I feel like that was such a big deal over like back at home. It was such a big deal, and we come over here and we're like, damn, like we actually really did win like that grand final. That was crazy. The atmosphere was insane. I know, but it's on the cuss word back there. Oh. I said damn, right? And it's not a cuss. It's a cuss word here. It's a swear word.
Oh. Yeah. Well, thank goodness it can go to a game 3 then. On Sunday then.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Game 3, I would have had to like partied all night and not sleep and be rocking into that.
Yeah, we knew we were gonna win that second game. We could feel it in our energy. We could feel it. We knew we were not having another game. We were ready for it. We were ready to win it.
I have to finish with these light-hearted questions, Sam, about your teammates there. Firstly, who had the most embarrassing moment on the basketball court so far this season, and what was it?
Me?
Remy hitting the side of the backboard on the corner.
I was gonna say Bella, because Bella. I can't say it.
But not everybody noticed that though.
Oh,
okay,
yeah. my vouch is we were playing Paris Community College and Remy shot a corner 3 and it dinked off the edge of the side of the backboard. And then her and a girl went to go get the ball together and they both trucked each other.
And I got a foul for it.
Hit the floor.
Yeah. No, also there was another time where I was standing in the free throw line, like the lineup, and I don't know, some rule, I stepped out of it and like it was a violation, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like I said to the ref, like, what is this rule? And I don't even know. It was just like
another funny moment is them over here in the United States and stuff. We can throw it, like if you're throwing it on the sideline, you can throw it in the backcourt, and then we can go continue to play.
Yeah, so if the ball's in the front court, you can throw it back. So we were like I remember at practice, our first practice, when they like our coach Lowe told us, he was like, okay, like you can throw it in the backcourt. We were like, no, like that's cross court.
Like it took me 6 weeks to actually get through my head to be like, I can throw it in the backcourt.
Yeah, it's scary too.
It's like, sometimes in the game they're looking at me like, I can't throw it to you, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah. So
we're kind of a funny team, so it's just kind of
it's more at practice.
Yeah,
I feel like in games, like it's just like it's serious. So really, just like
Talking about being the funny team. So who's the comedian, the best singer, and internet TikTok / Be Real?
Oh, Be Real is definitely Lainey Gooch and Jade Millen. They're definitely the Be Real people.
Yeah. TikTok.
It's probably.
It's because tomorrow. No, we can't say that.
We can't say that.
Probably,
no.
Nobody really makes like a bunch of TikToks, but I mean everybody watches. Everybody's funny. Everybody has their moments. It just depends on the day, really.
Everyone's funny in their own way. Like we've got Brie and Maddie who are quite like quiet, but then like they'll come out and just
say like something smart. And
oh my gosh! And I'm like, that's funny. Like they'll just say something, and
Paige is more of like a.
Paige is pretty funny.
She's like an inappropriate funny.
Yeah.
She'll say stuff that makes the moment funny when it's not supposed to be funny, and then we're all.
Yeah. So we're a pretty funny team. So Remy
and Bella, I need to ask you these next 2-3 questions. So, have you convinced any of your teammates to come down to our beautiful city of Melbourne?
I have convinced 2 of my teammates to, yes.
Who?
Austin and Christina. So Austin has currently left, but like she was one of like the people I was really close to, and she wants to come down to Melbourne and she wants to stay with me for a week or 2. And then the other girl that I got really close with as well is Christina, and she's like, I want to come over, I want to play basketball. She was like, I want to live there for a year. And
what? That's crazy.
She would love to come down, and all these other girls, they like have a little say, is like, oh, we want to experience, but they're like, but we don't want to be around your deadly animals.
Yeah.
And those spiders, they're so big, and it's like, if you don't mess around with these animals, they won't mess around with you.
Yeah, and I've convinced Peyton to come. She wants to. We've talked about it a few times. I'm like, oh, you should come to Australia, and she's like, yeah, like I'm actually gonna come to Australia. And I was like, yeah, well, you should. And it's gonna be so funny, like driving on the other side of the road as well. Like I'm gonna be in the driving seat this time. Like I'm gonna be like, she's gonna be like, oh, why are you turning that way? Like, yeah. Instead of me like freaking out every time she drives, because like, yeah. So we have.
How's the Aussie accent going around your teammates? Except for obviously, I think that you got an English player in the team as well. Other than her, how's the Aussie accent going?
Every time we say no, they're like, no.
They're like, why is there an R at the end of your no? And we're like, what?
There's no R at the end of no. They just they sit there and be like, no. All the time.
Yeah. So
I don't think anybody on our team has like perfected.
No,
like,
Gooch is pretty good at it though. Yeah. She says no, and then she says other words and like randomly, and with the end of her sentences she'll say it in like an Australian like accent. So there's a few, but it's a tough one. Like they used to get it mixed up between like
British accents. Like every time they try and do an Australian accent, they come out sounding British.
Yeah.
It's a hard accent to try to mimic, I will say. I did pick up on some of the lingo though. I definitely say some Australian lingo that I got. I don't even mean to. It's just natural now. So
yeah.
There's any lingos that you want to say it now and then?
Sly bug.
She's still a little sly bug. You cheeky bugger. I don't know if I can say that. It's a swear word, isn't it? I don't know.
Cheeky bugger?
It's a swear word.
I don't think it is.
Okay, good.
People take it as a little swear word. Yeah.
There's a lot of like abbreviations, like the abbreviation SEEBS.
Like brekkie.
Yeah, there's a lot of little ones that we say, and they're like,
I say you reckon now.
Like you reckon? Oh yeah, you reckon.
I say it all the time now.
Like the boot of the. You haven't said that, have you?
No, not the boot.
The boot.
The trunk. Trunk.
I'm like bin. The bin. She says, "Can you get that trash bag?" I'm like, "No, it's a bin. It's a bin.
It's a bin."
Yeah.
Every time I walk past, say, "Can you chuck that in the bin?" You mean put it in the trash can?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what trash. I meant.
She said trash. I'm like, no, rubbish.
Rubbish. I say rubbish sometimes too. I don't know if you catch it, but I'm like,
I don't notice it. It's just like normal comment.
Yeah.
So Payne, the American accent going with Bella and Remy.
I think it's definitely like starting to put an impact on them because I listen to their parents talk and they sound way more Australian than these two do. I don't know if it's just because I'm around them more, but I don't know.
I feel like we have a little bit of a twang at the end of some of the words we say. Like, there's a few words that sound weird in Australian that like we say like. Even when we're saying on the bench, then we say D up. Like Bella, when she says D up on the bench, she goes D up. She says it so Australian. I'm like, Bella, it just sounds so funny. We really have to D up. Like we have to like.
I'll be saying D up, and then like
she goes D up. I'm like,
it's so Australian when I say it, and like then the time someone will look at me like that was so Australian. I'm like, I can't help it.
Yeah, but there's a few words that I have caught myself saying. That it's like a little bit like American accent in it. I'm like,
like have y'all said y'all yet?
Y'all. I write it on text.
Like when we come here, like when I'm back at home, I'm like, oh, you guys want to go out to eat? Like here, y'all want to go out to eat?
Yeah.
They've got me saying y'all. And I'm like,
yeah.
I hate it because y'all.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Like imagine every sentence. Y'all.
I always say, y'all ready to go?
Y'all
Y'all
ready?
coming?
I just say yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just like I write it on text because I feel like I can't say it. It's just weird.
All right, I'm gonna use that when I'm going to do my interviews down here. So see how that works.
Yes.
What will be your advice to people back home that should follow this amazing team?
It's just like awesome to be able to like watch the game and everything and see how we all play and like see the difference. Like some people back at home saw me and Remy play at Kiowa, and it would be like to see us play in a whole different country and see how much of our game has changed or how we are as like people on the bench. Like it'd be like such a great learning curve for these people to see how we were to what we are now.
Yeah, and I feel like our games are always live streamed on YouTube. Like they're really easy access, and they're usually not too early in the morning. They're usually like around 9:30, 10 around that time. 10.
They
10.
stay on YouTube too.
Yeah, they stay on YouTube too, so people can go back and watch them back. But we just love this. I love the support from back home. I've had people ask me like, where can I buy merch? And I'm like, I don't know, but like I really appreciate the support because we know that it's been a pretty big transition, like coming from back home to here. So
playing your respective positions, do you have a dream position on the court that you like to convince Lowe to put you?
The center, of course. I may not be very big, but I'm gonna post up at some point. Come on, feed me the ball.
I would say the point guard, but I don't want to play the point guard. That's not for me. I think I'd play the post too. Yeah. What do you want to do? Do you want to be a point guard? Shooting guard.
I just like playing the 4 spot because that's what I play, and I just love having, like for me, playing the 4. It's a bit more freedom for me because like you can just drive, you can post up, and I just love driving. I love getting to the basket and then posting up on people who are shorter than you. It's such a great feel.
So what other position would you want to be?
None.
You don't want to be another one?
No, I'm happy with mine.
Yeah, I would gladly be a 6'5" center any day.
Me too. I would be 6'5" as well, and I'm almost dunking because we try that every day. We try. Sometimes we're like, imagine if we could dunk. Like that would be so cool. So we're trying to convince Bella to try and get up there because she.
I can just skim the rim.
Yeah, so we're almost there.
Well, all three, thank you so much for getting up some of your time to join us. It's awesome having all three on the show. Amazing winning streak you're on at the moment. 6-game winning streak, 5-1 in the conference. Obviously, your big test is this week on Monday, your time. And let's hope you can continue that winning streak. You may get number 7 in a row and 6-1 in the conference and be outright first by the end of that game.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
for
much for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
No worries. Of course, that is Remy, Payne, and Bella. They're joining us from the Murray State College women's basketball team. Of course, their big game coming up, which is the battle for top spot in the conference, will be Tuesday our time. We'll put all the details up on how you can watch them and follow their progress throughout the season. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away. Here on the 10th year celebration.
So I'm Remy Langmaid.
I'm Bella Peterson.
I'm Peyton James, and we're from
Murray State College. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I love you, Mom. I miss you. I'll see you soon. The Kilo girls, miss you guys too. Grace Graham, cutie, what up? Miss you. But yeah.
Shout out to my mom and my niece as well. Hopefully she gets to listen to this. Just the Kilo family in general, like Liam, like how far he's like helped me. And
Megan, we love you, Megan. We miss Megan.
And Trevor, shout out to Trevor for helping us to get here.
I forgot about Trevor. Hey Trevor. Miss you.
And
yeah, shout out to the Thunder from down under.